Nice. Hmm. Yeah, we're gonna get home and then go to the Central game, right? Are you going? Yeah, it's gotta be there at 4:45. Yeah, I'll get him because I'm off tomorrow. You know, taking on. Yeah, so I'll bring him to school. I'll pick him up from school.
I found a jam in the shelf today. She got jammed. So we were going to know real hard.
Yeah. Love you, Dad.
Hey guys, have you guys seen this before? I am not doing a good job drawing a candle. A sea turtle. What? I am not creative at all. can draw this one. Have you guys played this before? Anybody? Can you hear me? Lipstick. Oh, maybe you weren't seeing my. Sorry, I thought I hit screen share, but I didn't. Well, since you couldn't see, there were my masterpieces. This is called Google Quick Draw, just something fun to do. And it's really hard when you share your screen on here because it's hard to see. Mustache. I'm a terrible drawer. I can't draw the mustache.
That's awful, Kathleen.
He got mustache. See, I'm not that
Yeah.
bad.
I can't wait to see your panda.
Oh gosh, here we go. Then we're gonna start. Snowman. How would a panda look different? I'm terrible. Sea turtle. I already did that one. Don't they have like dots on them? I'm terrible. Thanks, Karen. I realize patches, but I think those look too much like circles. All right. I'm gonna, oh, I guess I'll turn my camera on. I'm gonna pause this share for a second. Ah. Jeez. Welcome everybody. Thanks for being here on time. Hold on, I gotta turn quick draw off so it quits talking to me. I didn't see anything yet under questions for on the suggested tasks. So tonight, what we're gonna do is something a little bit different because it's easier for Jack and I to hear you rather than trying to catch up with the chat screen, is for if you had a question about something that you looked over or you found something over the past week that you have a question about, just grab the mic, unmute yourself, and ask the group. I have one thing, so I'll go ahead and start. Jason is okay. I honestly did not read every single thing in the modules. I just tried to practice some of the tests, the practice test they gave you. But through the week, as I was using Gmail for my personal email, and then also using Google with work, I did notice one thing, and I don't know if it'll be on the test or not. I'm not sure how often they update the test. It's been, I guess, a little over a year now since I took has it been that long? Since I took the level 1. But one thing I mentioned it to Jack this morning was highlights. So on Gmail now they've started something new called highlights. So it's, I think from what I understand, it's kind of like a label or a folder. Has anyone seen that in their Gmail this week? I noticed it in the app.
I haven't even seen it yet at all, Kathleen. I haven't
Okay.
been paying any attention to my Gmail, though.
Well, oh shoot, let's see. So I'm so smart, Jack, that I took a screenshot of it,
There you go.
but I'm not prepared enough that I emailed it to myself to be able to show everybody. But I was thinking ahead when I did that. So I took a screenshot of it so I can show since a lot of people are behind. That's okay. Since you guys haven't seen it, of course, that means I get to open my email here. A lot of the modules, I mean, I don't know what you've experienced, but a lot of the modules just seem like, to me, not a lot of them, but from what I remember, they were more, I don't know, scenarios and sometimes just common sense of best practice in the classroom. Anyone feel that way? Maybe.
Yeah, I think so. And, you know, the other thing too with the modules is if you guys go to those quiz, I think there are 2 questions at the end of each module or whatever it is. If you've got those questions, then you should be pretty confident that you understand that module. So I always do the quizzes first or the questions first, and then decide whether I need to go through all that reading.
Okay, that's a yeah, great tip. So that helps. I'm sharing my screen right now. If you can you see it, Jack?
Not yet. I see you, but I may have,
All
I
right,
may be
resume
clicking on the
share.
wrong.
There.
And still you.
Yay, me.
You.
Desktop. Share screen.
Hmm.
Jason sees it. You see my inbox. Right. So that, okay. So you should see, it says like help article. I just emailed it to myself. And the highlights section is something new they put at the top of your inbox in Gmail, and it just reminds you to open important new emails. So based on who you email, which ones you open frequently, and the ones that you reply to, Google decides, oh, that must be important to Kathleen, so I'm going to put that in the highlights section of your Gmail. It's basically just the highlights that whatever it thinks is important, that's what it puts there. I turn all those types of things off because it gets on my nerves, but I want to decide where I want what in my inbox in Gmail. So, but that's good to know because here in the next few weeks or a month from now, that could very possibly be on the test. So I wanted to share that with you guys tonight. Rebecca, good question. Is it possible that I don't use Gmail enough that it hasn't shown up? Yeah, that's that's very possible. And also, I was at a Google Summit. When did we go, Jack? Last April, I believe.
Right.
And I learned about something called Inbox. I think I shared that at the cohort last week. I can't remember, but Google Inbox. And there's an app for it. And so that's what I use on my phone because I'm not an Android user or a Google. I have an iPhone. So I use the app called Inbox, and it looks very similar to Gmail. So rather than using my mail app on my iPhone, I use Inbox. So that kind of helps me keep up with all the new Gmail lingo that comes out, I guess. So, and also you can check your mail at work too with inbox.com, but I didn't tell you that. All right. So I'm going to pause my screen sharing real quick and let me close out of my email so that doesn't distract me. And I had one other thing to share with you. What was it? Oh, yes. This is my most favorite thing, and Jack loves it too. Not really. New share. Okay. So you should see, hopefully, the task right now. Do you see that, Jack?
Yes.
Awesome. Oh, shoot. Let's see here. Screen share. Okay. So on the tasks, last week, Jason asked a good question, and Jack wasn't with us last week. It was his daughter's birthday, so I guess I will excuse him. But just kidding, Jack. But Jason asked a good question. He commented here, Jack, can you see all of the Google sites within our organization? And Russ and I didn't think so, but we wanted to double check with Jack. And I went ahead and typed that Jack had responded, not that we are aware of. And Jason, I don't know if you did this or not. When you did this, did you assign this? I don't think you did. So if I click on a comment and I want to reply, if I type the @ symbol and then type someone's email address, I see someone's trying to chat. I'll make sure. Can you hear me, Jack?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay, you didn't want to get mad at you. So if I type @Jack Bosley right here, he comes up because I've emailed him before, and then hit reply. That will send Jack an email telling him that I have assigned him a task.
Which is exactly what I need in my life.
Yes, so I love to assign Jack tasks. I don't know the answer to it. So I learned that, and I gave him 3 tasks, and he did his homework and completed all of them. So,
yeah.
Anyways,
And Jason, to follow up on your question, I still don't know this 100%, but with Kathleen and I as super admins, there's an entire section this is way beyond what you guys are doing, but to run Google behind the scenes, there's something called the Google Admin Console, and there's a reporting feature inside of that, and I can get all kinds of great data out of that. So after I thought about that again, when Kathleen and I were talking, I probably can run a report that shows something about Google Sites, but I'm not exactly sure because I've never run that particular report. So for whatever that's worth.
okay,
Okay.
thanks.
Yeah, I appreciate the follow-up too. And I just have a basic question too regarding when you assign someone through a comment on a Google Doc, how descriptive is it's an email notification, I think you said, Kathleen. How descriptive is that email notification, or does it just does that notification take you straight to the Google Doc where you were assigned?
Yeah, great question. So I don't know about you guys, but I learned from seeing. Can you see my email that I'm going through now?
Yes.
Should I be worried?
I don't know. There's one.
Where?
914, I think. No, never
I'm
mind.
looking
That's
for
not-
Heather just sent us one. Oh, Heather just sent us one.
Today.
Here we go. So right here it says that see, it gives a message. She tells us what she wants done. And I don't know if that's what she invited us there. So I'm pretty sure that it does though, because when I
Yeah.
sent it to Jack, go ahead, Jack. I think
It does. It looks almost exactly like that. It has the comment and the link to the doc where the comment is, almost identical.
Okay, great. So does that answer your question, Jason?
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Great. Okay, so those were the 2 things that I wanted to share with you, how you assign someone a task. So if you want to give your coworkers or your boss something to do, and then not really, but just to show them maybe something that needs to be done in a lesson plan or whatever, that's how you do that. And then also the highlights feature of the Gmail. So I'm going to pause my screen share for now. And I want to hear from you guys. I see that a lot of people were behind on the modules. That's okay. It looked like with the modules that were due for today, 7 through 10, and I just glanced at the PowerPoint, or the slides that you all did on the very first day, and looked at the different units to see what they were about. And it looked like there were some data, so Excel and slides. Does that sound familiar? If you weren't behind. It looks like we only have 13. We're dropping members quickly. We only have 13 tonight, so. All right, so I went back and looked at it, and from what I could see, there was some basic classroom knowledge, and then there was also a few, it looked like slides and data. It talked about data, so obviously that's sheets. And we did some of that last week, so if you guys, I'll give you a minute or so, and if you don't have any, if you don't have any questions, then what we can do is we can do some tasks together, and then I have a couple other things to do as well. Aaron. So with slides, and I think everything Google, Google is free. So when you're first starting to use slides and sheets and docs, I really experienced, trying to find different tools and things that I needed that I was used to in Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, and Excel. And I just quickly learned and tried to remind myself that Google is free. So all the features you're used to from Microsoft, Google isn't necessarily going to have. And yes, I think just playing around and getting used to using it is key.
Kathleen, can you open some slides real quick?
Yep. So right now I was doing it right when I read your mind, Jack.
Great minds.
That's what happens when you work with each other so much, right?
That's right.
Can you see my slide?
Not yet. Oh, there they are.
Okay. So when you're in slides, here's one tip right here. If that, well, no, because it still shows the menus right here. But also remember, if you remember what I showed you before, the G Suite training, if you're in slides or docs or anywhere and you have a question, if you click on that question mark and you can just type, changing.
Yeah, you might just type font or something.
Font, man, I'm just clicking on everything today. Sorry, guys. Font and see what comes up. Maybe. So then down here at the bottom, editing and formatting. There you go. So you could just click on there, and then you can watch a quick video on customizing themes or changing, undo or change. So you can see all these different videos that are there that have to do with editing and formatting.
But if you guys just look up at the top of the slide, you can see that Arial 52. Well,
Sorry.
it was. No, close out of the G Suite and click on testing again. So as soon as she did that, like she was going to change the text, you can see Arial 52 is right there. So it's in there.
Okay, I see. So right now you don't see it, so you may think, where in the world is it? But once you click in a text box on some text, okay, yeah, it shows that.
Pops up. Yep.
Right. And some of those things, like I just take for granted because I use it so much. I know, where it is. So it's definitely a learning curve, definitely different, a little bit different, some aspects of it. Good question. Anybody else? Yes, Jason, I love how you're raising your hand.
So I just have another basic question. We've been looking at a lot of different apps, and within the training, the fundamentals training modules, it gives you a basic URL, I think, to access each app.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm within my browser and I click on the apps, like I guess within the, I don't know what you would call it, part of the browser, but it only gives me like the Google Drive, Web Store, Google Docs, Gmail, YouTube, Google Slides, and Google Sheets. But it doesn't have the classroom. It doesn't have Hangouts necessarily. So is there a central location where you can go to quickly access those without having to bookmark or remember the URL or web page?
Yeah, and so you're talking about if you're just can you see my blank tab right now, or is it still on the Google?
Yeah, like if I go up into the top left and click on apps, it doesn't show me all of them.
Okay. So
Wow,
these are
it doesn't show me all that.
Okay, so these are the apps that I've installed from the web store, right, Jack?
Yes. Well, yes and no. So, I mean, I'm not 100% because like Google Drive, right? You see that. And docs.
But I know I did this one, and I know I did the Fluency Tutor and the Smart Amp and the Class Dojo. I went to the web store And then right here where it says apps. Am I doing this right, Jack?
It should be.
And then you would add it to Chrome.
But see the difference, look at what she's doing right there. So that is just an app called Share to Classroom.
sorry.
It's not necessarily Google Classroom, the whole thing. It's just a way to instantly share. I'm not exactly sure what it does, but I think you can add a website or something like that,
There
or
it
add
is.
a doc directly to Classroom without going into Google Classroom.
So when I did not click on apps, that's what came up. But when I clicked on the radio button for next to apps, now it says Google Classroom and rated. So I know that's the one that I've installed. Because there's Fluency Tutor also.
Okay, so I guess for the purposes of taking the certification quiz or test, what are there specific apps that we should go on and download and have those in that area, or are we going to be on a mock Google?
No, you're going to be on, good question. Good question. You're going to be on a mock Google. So anything that you need, like Google Classroom, they will already have that installed on your, under your Google account that you're logged in under. Does that make
Yep.
sense?
And also, let me go back, Kathleen, open a tab and just go to google.com. So when you're in, no matter whether it's on the test or anything else, when you go to the waffle, right?
Everybody know what the waffle is? It's the 3x3 right here. Your waffle.
So when you click on the waffle, you may not see everything that's there,
Right.
but keep scrolling down a little bit more, Kathleen. You see the more? So click on more, and sometimes, I guess that's about it. So you can see,
There's
depending, and
Hangouts.
right. So drag Hangouts up to the top. You guys can customize the waffle.
Yeah.
So does that make sense? So if you're not seeing something under the waffle, it's probably down under the more section.
Great. Yes. And I read a while back that they did an update because, which of course, like Jack and I will have the admin, you wouldn't have that. But I read a while back they did an update where they rearranged all these. So when I signed in one day, everything was all messed up. And I had an email from someone else about it too. So just be aware that that more is always down there at the bottom.
Would you mind, and then I'm going to be quiet, but would you show me how to get to the waffle again really quickly?
Sure.
Because I had everybody's face was where the waffle was.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to move everything around. So you have the circle with your initial in it, or when you finish this cohort, your homework is to have your picture in it. And then next to your picture, I don't know, there's a notification, and then the waffle. It's the 3x3 squares. That's called a waffle.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Uh-huh. And that's the whole point of this. You're supposed to ask questions. I'm glad you are. And then the bar at the top is called the bonus points for anyone that grabs the mic and tells me. What's that bar called?
Toolbar?
Good guess. I'll type it in the, well, I can type it up there too. The chat box is called your Omni box. Or no, is it bar? Now I just confused myself. Omni box, right? Omni bar box.
So Kathleen, we have probably the greatest question of them all, which I still somewhat struggle with too, which is from Rebecca. And it's not a rookie question. It's a hard one to answer. It says, what's the difference between apps and extensions? So I'll give it my stab at answering this question, and then Kathleen can maybe correct me if she thinks of something better. So if you go back, Kathleen, and get into your waffle. So those are your apps, right? All of those are apps. And your extensions, if you look at right next to Kathleen's Omnibox, those are little secondary programs that just do little things inside the Chrome browser itself. So for instance, extensions can only run on the Chrome browser because they're Chrome extensions, but the apps and the waffle, you can do that on a Chromebook, you can do that in the Internet Explorer, you can do that in Safari because you have your waffle no matter where you are. But you're not going to have extensions on Internet Explorer. It's only for the Chrome browser. Does that help?
Yep. That's exactly what I would say. And the only thing that I would add to that is that your extensions enhance your browser. They make your browser better. That's what they're there for. They make the Google Chrome browser better by doing all kinds of different things. For example, the ad block, if I'm playing Pandora or on YouTube or some game site, ad block is an extension that blocks ads from popping up on my screen. And like Jack said, it'll only happen in the Google Chrome browser. So, and it's an extension that's enhancing or making my web experience better.
Right. So think of apps as universal, pretty much universal, meaning you're getting access to them anywhere on any computer, any device, and think of extensions that you're only going to get access to those when you're inside the Chrome browser, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. Great question. Great question.
That's all I need. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. It's a great question. All right, challenge us. What else do you have? Sometimes extensions, the question was last week when I opened Google, so I'm assuming the Google browser, an extension kept opening up instead of the Google page. Did it open up like a new tab? Like, did you have two tabs? Some of the extensions like want you to give them money and I just ignore them and close, X out of the tab. Is that what you mean? Or was it actually on the page? Or Jack, do you have any?
I don't know. I'd have to see that. And I keep clicking on the stupid wrong thing and showing a big black screen instead of what I'm supposed to be seeing you. It's like
it was, oh yes, the PDF. Yes. Is it the Adobe? So I'm not really sure. Jack and I really need to take a second, probably. Yes. Okay. I know what she's talking about, Jack. It did it to us when we were on that, we were looking at something. There's an Adobe extension that automatically opens up for the first time if you like log into Google. And I don't think that's anything that Jack has pushed out, right, Jack?
Say that again. I was lost in Zoom world for a minute.
Sorry. There's an Adobe PDF viewer or something, PDF reader that automatically like installs. It's a Chrome extension that installs. I uninstalled mine. I don't know if the district has done something with the the Windows image. I don't know why that shows up.
I don't know. Well, I can look into it could be something that I train a lot of people on Chromebooks, and in part of that training, I have the Google Overlord powers to change everybody's Chrome experience, and not just Chromebooks, but your Chrome browser itself. So maybe when I was training somebody, I accidentally put that in there and affected 100,000 people. Sometimes that happens.
Yep.
So,
So
accidentally.
don't Jack mad. That's what he's saying. No, but or like last year, if you used Google last year, we had read and write that was automatically there, and Jack gave me a bad cold along with everybody else in our office. The read and write used to show up because Jack pushed that out for everyone, and now it doesn't, for example. But what you can do, if you can see my screen now, the snowman over here in the right corner, 3 dots. Can you see that, Jack?
Yes.
Okay. When you click on that, if you don't see that PDF Adobe extension up here, it could be hidden down here. You can see my apps. If you right click on those, you can remove them from Chrome. That's why I don't think it was something that Jack did, or maybe it was though, because I was able to remove that Adobe one because it kept me on my nerves.
So I have the power to sometimes push, I have the ability to push it out where it's a decision for users. Yes, I want this. No, I don't. Versus read write, which I forced on everybody, and also the only other one that I forced on everybody is that the question mark G Suite training.
Yep.
So I was just in there today, and that was the only one I saw that was forced, but there may be another section I need to look at where it's an option for people to get. So
Okay, great. Good question. During a Google search, how can you tell the difference between a natural result and an ad? Was that a question that they asked? That's a good question.
that is a good question. Does anybody know the answer to that?
That's probably a bad example.
Maybe.
I always look whenever I do the searches. There tends to be a box around it that says ad or supported. And that's kind of how I tell the difference.
Good. I'm trying to get an example here.
And it may be, so we're not seeing a whole lot of that right now. And it might just do a search for iPhone and let me see. iPhone only, and let me see what it's doing. So you guys, so I want you all to try that now in your own browsers at home. Let's see what you guys, see if anybody can find where it's, if you do a search on iPhone, if you can see some ads. I'm just curious. We'll see how good, see how true to their word Google is.
If you find something and you want to show your screen, I can give you control. Amanda says none.
Let me check and see what it does on my end, because that may be a little bit. Let's just see what it does.
Is it Alicia or AK's? What's your first name again? I can't remember what's your name? Rebecca said it's making a liar out of her. Amanda Peters. Thank you.
So I don't know. What I would suggest is, and surely to goodness, not all of us are doing that, and I'm not seeing it even on my own browser. If I typed in Nike, it's trying to find something else that would be.
Amanda said she usually only sees ads on her phone, and if I'm using like Safari, I do.
Right. So the issue, you guys, is that if you're in, so theoretically, right, and I'm not 100% sure how accurate this is, if we're all in, if you guys notice Kathleen is at the top, show them your name, Kathleen, in your browsers. Nope. Up at the, yep. Click on that and let me see it real quick. So she signed in to her browser under that Jefferson County account. So in theory, Google is not supposed to show ads to the educational domain, right?
I can switch and go to My other one.
Well, I don't want you, I'm afraid that might kick us all out of here. I don't know what that
No.
does.
It doesn't. It didn't.
All right. So do iPhone again. I don't know. This is just a guess, you guys.
You're right. Can you see my screen, guys? This one?
Um,
Um,
did it show ads that time? I
Yep.
didn't.
Yep.
Okay.
New share. This one. Let's see.
Yep. There you go.
So that's that. But that could be a question though. So I'm logged in with my personal Gmail account on this window. So when I hover over my picture, it shows that's my personal Gmail, and yeah, it just says add. So the answer to your question is there's a green square around it that says add. See, okay, so yeah, Amanda said she was checking on her Gmail, so that's why.
Yep. So that's good, right?
Yeah,
So
that's
that
great.
with your kids who are using Google at home, right, or even at school, no matter where, if they're logged into the Chrome browser under a Jefferson County account, like Kathleen is, it's going to cut down on the ads, just like they claim.
So that's a good reason to get them to get logged into that. Yeah, great question. So that's a great question. I learned something too. It was a question in the unit. Awesome. Good. Way to do your homework. All right. Did I miss any questions when we were looking at that? Don't be shy. All right. There aren't any more. Let's go ahead and do, since I know it's hard to get all of your readings done, let's at least practice a task together.
I have one quick question.
Yes.
So in Unit 6, and I'm not much further past that, but
Okay.
it asked us about adjusting bandwidth and going to meet.google.com, and I'm wondering, when I went to it, it says that I think because I'm on my Jefferson County, I'm not allowed to go to that.
That could be a very real possibility. Meet is a newish, like couple months old app. I'm not exactly sure when it came out, and it's video, like a video, like Google Hangouts or what we're doing now. So I may have turned that off in the admin console. I can't remember what I have on and off, and it also depends on where your account is in the Google admin console, because I have certain things turned off at the elementary and middle school level that I have turned on for the high school. So I don't know where you are, but that could be the case too.
Where it says on there, it says your account only lets you join meetings.
Right.
And it says use a meeting code. I'm just wondering, like for the test, do you think it's going to be an issue that
No, it won't be an issue because they will give you an account that Google makes up. So
And Kathleen, help remind me to check that tomorrow, and I'll turn it on just in case. I don't know for sure that it's turned off, but
watch
it
this,
may be.
guys.
let's assign him?
Yep.
Oh boy. Hold on, Amanda. I'm reading your question. Give me
That's
just a minute.
Question, Amanda. All right, I assigned him, and I'll let you know what he says. Amanda's question is a good one and is not a duh question. And I bet you're not the only one that doesn't know that. So, Jack, you want me to do it or you want to?
Go ahead.
All right, so what am I doing? All right, so when you are in your drive, okay, and you have a Word, her question was, how do you convert a Word document into, and Jack may have a different way, but this is what I'm thinking, so he can correct me. you're going to go, so here's my drive. You're looking at my drive. If you click on new file upload, no, actually stop. Before I even do that, your settings cogwheel is over here to the right. Should I show them this, Jack?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm going to
Okay.
show them something or walk you through something different than this. So,
Okay.
but go ahead with that.
You probably want to do this in your drive. So if you're at drive.google.com, and I'll show you, and then you can do it. And then you can, if you have questions, let me know. You click on that cogwheel and go to settings. So I'm at my actual drive. I'm gonna click on settings. In this box, the first one is if anytime you upload a document into your drive, it's gonna automatically convert it into Google format. So when you go to new upload and you upload a Word document, it's going to upload it into a Google Doc. Now, it's not going to change your Word document on your machine or your flash drive or whatever, but it is going to upload into Google Drive as a Google Doc. So that's up to you. Some people don't feel comfortable with that and they don't want to do that. But if you do, if you're all into Google like I am, you can click right there and it'll do that for you. Second, this is a good one to have checked. If you are at your child's football game, baseball game, you don't have Wi-Fi. My husband's driving in the car a few weekends ago and I was working. If this is checked, when you get home or get to work, open your computer and hit the Wi-Fi, it'll automatically sync and save all of those docs or slides or sheets that you were working on. So that's good to have checked. And the last one, the quick access, this is defaulted to be on. I turn mine off because that quick access bar at the top annoys me. So that's a personal preference.
Right. So what Kathleen showed you is how you do that in a bulk fashion, like if you wanted to do a whole bunch of them as you were uploading. So Kathleen, do you have a Word document like just on your hard drive somewhere?
I don't really believe in that language.
I know you don't, but just
hold on. Oh, I just saw something.
Yep.
That was a download. Here's one.
Yep. Can upload that real quick, please. Oh, there you go.
So I went to new and I went to file upload if you didn't see what I did. And now it's uploading into my drive.
Right. And I didn't want to do that. We got to do something else.
Why?
Because I want you to go back into your cogwheel.
Oh, I have to turn mine off, don't I?
Yep. Now, find a different one.
Jack.
Sorry.
Do I need to refresh my browser? I'm scared to do that. I might lose you all. File upload. Whoa. Can I do this Excel?
I get not that one.
Heck.
That's not a good example. Well, it's just got all that.
Here's one. No, that's Outlook. Delete me. Here we go. Open. Okay,
all right.
it says it's complete.
There it is. So you guys see the difference in those icons right there? It's got the W, right? So you know that that is a Word document versus what's right above it, that copy of E2 Teacher. That icon is a Google Doc icon, right? So go down to delete me and try to open that, Kathleen. When she does that, it's going to open Google and Chrome is smart enough. Oh boy, no, that's not right either. Because you've got some other extension on there.
Whoa.
I don't know what that is.
No, Office editing.
Do you have that somewhere?
I don't know. Yes.
All right, try that one more time.
Blah, blah, blah.
I don't know what you've done.
It's an RTF file.
Yeah, that may not be right either. I don't know what it does with RTF.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, just trying to show them.
It's not your fault. It's my fault.
I can't help it. You You can make one real quick.
Probably faster than what I'm doing. Here. Oh,
Just try.
I find one that it disappears. I don't even know what that is. Doesn't look healthy though. I don't know what my computer is doing, Jack.
All
But
right.
normally when you do that,
Normally what's supposed to happen is that it will do like a view only where you can see the Word document, and at the top of that it'll say open with Google Docs. Like Google is smart enough to recognize when you're opening a Word document or PowerPoint or Excel from your drive. It's like, do you want to open this with Docs, Sheets, or Slides? Let's see if she can do it this time, you all. It's because
sorry.
I'm making her use Word. So.
I know, I'm forgetting how to use it. Here's my Word document. I'm going to open it. Here it is. But see,
I don't know what that
I don't
is.
know what's going on. Something weird is going on right here, guys. I don't know what it is.
Try your ad block. Turn that off for a minute.
No, it's not it though.
I don't know. Trying to help, lady.
Chrome extension. There's a Chrome extension that's making it angry. Well, anyways, does that answer your question? We're kind of all over the place there. I'm trying to turn off this extension.
Anyway, when you open the Word document, there's a little box you have to look at, and you can convert it right there if you just want to do one-off conversions like that from Word to Google format versus what Kathleen showed you earlier with the cogwheel. So
yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. I'm sorry.
We need to look at that.
Oh, but yeah, let's do that, Rebecca. Great idea. All right, I think I just gave you control.
Okay.
Maybe.
All right. Are you looking at my drive now?
No, because that would make too much sense.
Do I have to click it?
Hold on a second, Rebecca. I still don't see your screen. It doesn't mean that it's not happening. There's been a little bit of delay for me tonight. So does anybody see Rebecca's screen?
I don't know if I can share her screen. I don't think I can share your screen, Rebecca. I think what I can only, you can,
Okay. Hang on a second.
because I didn't make you a presenter, so I can give you control. Like right now you have control of my screen, I think.
Okay.
Here,
So,
I just stopped you. Hold on.
So
Yeah.
maybe
yeah, I can control your screen, but I can't show mine.
Hold on. Hold on. Making you a host. All right. Now, can you do it?
Okay.
New learning, you guys.
You should be seeing my drive. Like I have my drive listed.
no.
Come on.
Oh, come on, Zoom.
It's probably just user error on my part.
Well, I get to control what you're doing, so.
Waiting for Rebecca to control your screen. Yikes. Okay, I don't want you to control my screen anymore. I want you to host. It's telling me that you're the host.
Okay. So should I, hang on a second.
At the very bottom, do you see like a black rectangle? It'll say new share.
Share screen. This will stop others sharing your screen. Do you want to continue? Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. So, all right. I'm selecting a window. Share screen. Okay.
There you go.
Yay! Okay,
Boom.
so I uploaded my document already. Like these are documents I have uploaded already. So
Yep.
when I
Click on that. All right. So right there, Rebecca. So now we're in a view only, and at the top Where,
Oh, sorry.
oh,
Try it again.
at the top, see where it says open with Google Docs? So just click on that, and now it's converting. So it's taking your reading notes that were a Word document, and now it's a Google Doc. Now, what's confusing to people is look at the title. We're seeing Rebecca's Google Doc. Look at the title. It ends in .docx because it copied that exact name. So what I always suggest to people is to get rid of that, and that way it won't be as confusing. But if you go back, Rebecca, can you take us back to your drive?
Mm-hmm.
What are add-ons?
And go, hold on just a second. Hit that back arrow. No, you're on it,
There
that
we go.
arrow. So now you can see, and if you guys are looking at her drive, she's got the same document, 6.5 reading notes. One is a Google Doc, the one she's highlighted, and the one right below it is a Word document. So when you do that, that's how you convert one. If you've already got a bunch of Word and PowerPoints in your Google Drive, that's how you convert all of them, just like I showed you. So see that, go down to that PowerPoint, Rebecca, the changing your, so if you open that, or just double click on it, it's going to be a view only, and see at the top, it says open with Google Slides. Click on it, and it's converting.
Great.
Copies and converts is what that does.
My computer is so used to Google, it doesn't do well with Microsoft anymore. Sorry. Thank you, Rebecca.
You're welcome. One of the little things I do know how to do.
That's great. Great. All right, now